If you talk about enough, when is enough ever enough?
Will
So
never be enough.
it depends on how the family can stretch it, make full use of it, and kind of work around that budget lah.
Eating out is a bit more painful.
Looking at the transaction list on my PayNow account is not very nice to see.
I didn't buy things so much lah. That's why I don't affect it so much, you see. But I don't know other people lah. If I can afford to buy many things, so I should pay GST.
It's still okay.
From 7 to 8, you mean, right? So far, hardly really feel the pinch lah. Daily shopping and all that, 1% we don't really notice. I suppose like big ticket item, people will really notice.
Yes.
I think it's a good measure. I think it's necessary, especially because during COVID season, the government definitely took a lot out of their reserves to help us, to fund the many people who were affected by COVID. There would be a sort of drain in the reserves, and there will be a need to compensate for it. If I'm not wrong, they might increase it further, right? So I appreciate that they are doing a gradual increase to allow us to adjust to it.
The increase of GST is necessary, but then I think there are a lot of especially those senior, they will see this thing as a burden to them.
Yeah, I think it also affects a lot of low-income families. I personally have a friend from a low-income family, and even though to some people it's very marginal, it's definitely going to change a lot of people's lives in terms of the bills and everything.
I thought it's actually nothing much because based on current inflation and GST, this is actually would just help a little bit, not really that much.
Honestly, for the CDC voucher that they give it to us, finish it, wipe out it. Okay, let's say I got about 150 then.
300. 150 for food, 150 for
Yes. Sudah wipe out
supermarket.
now.
The thing is, the voucher for us to buy things, right, but not to buy onion or potato, all this, no. The most is about the makan one. How you expect us to buy makan every day until $150?
I mean, the increase of the GST voucher and the CDC can be very helpful, especially those people eating locals, and then a lot of hawker centers are taking part in it. So in terms of your meals, I guess so, but overall I think the increment might not be enough to cover everything. If it's the 8% increase, I think you'll feel the pinch in the long run, especially when you do your groceries or maybe even eating out or buying your other necessities or expenses.
I mean, if they can give out more, or rather on a long-term basis, I think it would be better. Then you have one time off, give here and there, a piece here and there, a little bit. Once they start to give up, then other people will start to raise again. So actually it's serving no purpose sometimes, I see.
For families who are struggling to live day by day to meet with their expenses, it's not going to last them for a few months.
I think the CDC voucher and the whole entire insurance package is really substantial, especially for the lower income. Now, I feel that if for those targeted groups, right, if they are really economical and kind of be very smart in their spending, it does help lah. It does help. Definitely. Maybe for us, we don't really feel it lah.
True.
We just spend.
True.
It doesn't really make that much difference to us. And all that, but for the targeted group, the lower income, single income household, things like that, really makes a difference. If you talk about enough, when is enough ever enough?
Will
So
never be enough.
it depends on how the family can stretch it, make full use of it, and kind of work around that budget lah.
The hawker centers around my house actually encourage those well-to-do ones to give food tickets, they leave, donate money, and then the aunties and uncles can come in the morning to take their kaya toast and coffee for free. It's paid for already. Maybe more hawkers can take part in such donation runs, I guess.
I think me personally, I wouldn't claim the assurance package myself. I would rather give it to someone else, because I'm already privileged enough to be able to live fine by myself without this assurance package. And yeah, from a lot of the things I've seen, I've volunteered in places where I've seen, yeah, it's the standards of these living the standard of living of these people, they definitely do need more from the government.
I would rather give my vouchers to those people who need it more, because honestly, I don't really have much use of it. I mean, yes, I'm grateful that I have extra money and then I use it to buy things that are like related to my hobbies, but if there are people who need it more, I think I can just save up with my own earnings. It's not an issue for me.